Hey guys, today I want to finally bring you with me on a nice ride on my Africa Twin. It has been 1 year since when I got my Africa Twin. Almost 1 year, and almost 1 year, and then I put roughly 1600 miles, and today is Saturday, and after a very intense week at work, I said, hey, let me just bring you, let's go on a ride in the mountains with my Africa Twin, to distress, to enjoy this beautiful place. And I wanted to bring you guys with me. We are on a sharp turn, as you can see here. I don't know if you can see my screen, but now we are in soft suspension, ABS on, G force, which is the gear setting, on soft, traction control, let's call it medium, engine brake max, and performance only 25%. Let's enjoy that. And so I wanted to bring you guys with me on this ride and talk a little bit about how the Africa Twin really feels, and talk a little bit about some key differences with my previous KTM, my KTM 890 Adventurer, that I had it for 1 year and I put 5,000 miles on it. Oh my goodness, the feeling is just amazing. Sorry, I'm just enjoying very much. Suspension are too soft now for me, especially on this turn, and so I'm gonna change the setting. I'm gonna go to urban for now. What happened in urban? In urban, we have set performance at 50%. We were at 25. Now suspension are medium, and I can already feel how harder they are. Oh my goodness, it's just beautiful. During this video, guys, will be a lot of excitement, and then it will be a lot of back and forth between current feeling, maybe some good turns, and comparison with my KTM. Let's talk a little bit about a few specs. When it comes to the motor, we are trading a 900cc on my KTM, on my ex KTM, with an 1100cc. And horsepower pretty much the same. I think we're trading roughly 105 horsepower for 110 on the Africa Twin, 100, 110 on the Africa Twin. Newton meters are pretty much the same between the two bikes. When it comes to the weight, the Africa Twin is heavier. We are trading roughly 450, 470 pounds on the KTM for 560. It's a little bit heavier. It's heavier than the KTM. For the people that love the journey and the trip, we are now we have on the Africa Twin 6.6 gallons of fuel versus 5.3. And another big difference, in my opinion, is the transmission. On my KTM, I had a 6-speed manual transmission, and I traded now for a dual clutch, automatic transmission. I want to share with you guys one more difference, which is the front tire and the suspension. We are trading an electronic suspension on my Adventure Sport Africa Twin. Now, the electronic suspension, they come standard on the Adventure Sport. They are not, they don't come standard on the base model. And we're trading them for suspension that are on the 890, my previous 890 Adventurer. They were not electronic. And the they were not electronic, and they had a longer travel on the KTM versus the Africa Twin. On the KTM I had 21 inches, and now I have 19. But keep in mind that the base Africa Twin come with 21 inches. Despite those two bikes have the word adventure in their name, KTM 890 Adventure R and Africa Twin Adventure Sport, they are meant for a completely different purpose, in my opinion. Look at these wonderful turns here. Oh my goodness. And now I am on manual shift. And on manual, the bike is not gonna change the gear. You are completely in control, and you can change them from here, the left side, where you have two buttons, one here and one at the top, and you just play with that. It's so nice, and you hear the engine when you change gear. That does dum bum. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the weight handles, while I feel a big difference with this Africa Twin, with these tires that are more an hybrid. They're not truly off-road tires or truly street tires. They work very well on both. Now we're going off-road. I don't know if you guys see the shield, the windshield, or even my body or the bike. It's vibrating quite a bit. Now all I have to do, I come here, I go on off-road for now. Now nothing is vibrating anymore, because the bike has adjusted everything. Now the suspension, now the bike it's lower to the ground, because this electronic suspension allows it to go lower. So lower suspension, softer, and the setting, they call it off-road, as you can see here. Hopefully you can. And off-road, it's the softest setting you can have, which is something I don't recommend when you go like doing turn like we did earlier. IBS is on off-road mode, and the bike feels so good. Off-road also activate this function that is G. It's a setting, a G setting. It's what Honda claims that does. It's to change gear in a rougher way. The way I think about that is if you are on an off-road bike, a KTM, and you want to hop on something, you release the clutch very quickly. And you can do a wheelie or can do whatever you want. It's to get the front wheel lighter and to hop on whatever you need to. And that's pretty much what you can achieve with this G setting. So let's see where this road is gonna bring us. And let's keep talking about the two bikes. So it's those are the KTM and the Africa Twin. They're very different. The KTM performs in an incredible way anytime that you want to take that bike and put it in a road that is heavy off-road, rocks to hop on, anything that you need to have yes, this level of performance. And I will always remember coming here with my KTM and going very fast. I remember accelerating with the KTM and having this insane torque. And I had actually I had a package that was, I don't remember now the name, but it was a package that allowed to define the drift mode, the angle of drift. It was very fun there. And when you accelerated like full throttle in first gear and second gear, the thing when you were able to do wheelies without even using the clutch. I mean, it was meant for that, right? By the way, this is quite steep, to be honest with you guys. This road is quite steep, and the Africa Twin is just killing it. Gonna go slowly. By the way, this place is beautiful. Now I'm in off-road, and the bike is pretty much braking almost on its own, which is amazing. A lot of engine brake here, and I'm just enjoying that a lot. But the KTM, if the KTM had a specific landscape that it loved to be in, which is one I described to you. But then outside that landscape, the KTM was just, in my opinion, not very friendly to be used, not very comfortable to be used. Again, guys, that's just my point of view and the way I am, right? For some other people, I know many people, they put a lot of luggages on the KTM and do incredible trips. No, so it's absolutely subjective. But now I am here on the Africa Twin. I put my setting in off-road, lower the suspension, they're extremely soft, extremely pleasant, and the bike just feels so good. Guys, it's completely braking on its own, and you can set the different level of engine brake that you desire, which is something incredible. And by the way, guys, if you completely deactivate the wheelie control, if you deactivate the traction control, you can drift with the Africa Twin and have a lot of fun as well, I promise you. I gotta be honest, the crazy off-road I did with my KTM, like jumping on rocks and so on, those are things that I would not bring the Africa Twin to do them. But that was roughly a 5% of it is a 5% of what I truly want to enjoy and experience with my Africa Twin. That's the interesting part, because now I'm here on this road. Soon we're gonna be again on the asphalt, and we're gonna completely change the way the Africa Twin feels. Okay, now we are back on the asphalt, right? The Africa Twin, it's the setting, it's still on off-road, which is something I don't want to probably keep. Now, if I try to turn, you feel, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the Africa Twin is a cloud, it's super soft, and we don't want that. And so we just go back and we say, let's leave it on, okay, let's leave it on tour, no, on urban. I'm gonna leave it on urban. I have suspension set to medium, I feel them, great. Traction, same level, engine brake 75%, and we have 50% power. And downshift, let's go fly. What setting do we have now? And let me walk you through the beauty of the DCT. By the way, if I could go back, I would buy this DCT again, no question asked. And the level of torque it's just beautiful. Okay, going very fast now. Let's talk a little bit about the DCT. By the way, guys, look to the right. We have the beautiful river, a little bit of fog, the mountains on the right. My goodness, after an intense week at work, there is really nothing better than this, in my opinion. Okay, so setting, we are the DCT comes with a couple of options. Now we are in drive, as you can see here, and this setting, it's not my favorite setting. The bike is completely changing gear on her own, but it tends to have the gear on, tends to stay on very high gears, and by high I mean 4th, 5th and 6th. We are at 2000 RPM, and by the way, 2000 RPM with my KTM, it would have feel like being on a farming tractor with extreme vibration. It was just insane. The Africa Twin, we are at 2000 RPM and she's very smooth. No vibration whatsoever. But she tends to keep, the bike tends to keep in 6th gear. Now if I go full throttle, well, it downshifted a couple of gears, but now she went back to 6th gear. She wants to stay on very high gear. This setting, it's great. Anytime you just want to go on a journey, on a trip, going very chill, no, very slowly. And it's a good mode, but I don't find myself using it that much. Then if I click DS here, now we are in Drive Sport, and here you have a few settings. It's Sport with 1 level out of 3. What does the bike do now? Well, the bike lifts the gears 1 gear lower than what it did earlier. No? Now it's in 5th gear, and as you can see, it's leaving it for me in 5th gear to have fun. If I hold this DS button, now we are in Sport, 2nd gear, 2nd level. Now we are going at the same speed as earlier, if you guys noticed. But now we are in 4th gear. The engine is of course way more responsive than it was earlier, and it's actually quite fun to use it. And by the way, the performance is still 50%. Very responsive, a lot of torque, so pleasant. This system is calibrated in a very good way. Look at that. Full throttle. Woohoo! As you can see, I went full throttle and immediately downshift, very quick, and I was going very fast. It was so fun. Again, guys, 50% power, not 100. And what is very cool about this system, guys, is that it's set actually in a very good way. Each setting that can be traditional drive or sport level 1 or 2, they give you a completely different feeling of the bike. Based on how fast you brake, look, based on how hard you brake, the bike decides whether to downshift 1 or 2 gears. Same for based on how hard you go on the throttle, it does the same thing. Now, why don't we put it in 3rd level? Now on the sport 3rd level, as you can see, the bike wants to stay even at lower gear. In the past here, we would have been 6th gear at 40 miles per hour. Now she leaves it at 3rd gear rather than 6th gear. It's so much fun. Now, since we are going, we need to go fast now in this setting. One thing we want to do is to get a suspension harder. With the suspension harder, you feel all the bumps, all of them in your back, on your back, but it handles very, very well. So from here, I'm gonna go to my setting, that is user 2. Now we are suspension hard, and we have max power. So, but we don't have the G setting is still off. Let's go. Let's enjoy it a little bit on the road. We need to be a little bit careful because there is some sand. The torque, guys, it's amazing. Look at the sand here. Yeah, we need to be careful there. As you can see, the bike stays on 2nd gear, full throttle. Woohoo! As you can see, it's still on 2nd gear. It handles like a pro. Handles really well, but now I'm feeling every bump on my back. It's very, very hard, which is what we want. Okay, let's go. It handles surprisingly well, and it sounds amazing. The torque, it's just beautiful. It's amazing. You have a lot of torque, and you feel it. You feel the 1100 here versus the 900. Brakes feels very good. Now I'm gonna brake. The bike is gonna downshift very quickly. I need to be, again, I cannot go super fast on the turn because of the sand. Let's go. My goodness, the feeling is just amazing. Oh my lord, and the sounds is just amazing. Let's slow down a bit. But I wanted to demonstrate to you guys how the bike can transform. And this, I think, it's the main thing that I missed, to be honest with you, from the KTM. The KTM was great to do one thing. Oh, I cannot. Sorry, guys. Brakes feels very good. Those are amongst my favorite turn. Woohoo! No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now I'm gonna change the setting. I'm gonna put in the sport level 1. Look at how it changed the gear now. Look at that. Boom. Now she's gonna go all the way down. 5th gear. Very nice. It's a little bit rougher than the traditional drive mode. The drive mode would be. Let's put in drive mode. Drive mode. Now she's gonna go in 6th gear. Look. If you guys can see that. Boom, 5th gear, 6th gear, that's it. That's it. Now, how the bike can transform, that's the beauty. We were on the gravel, very soft suspension, very, very soft. The engine was very smooth, now. And it was just pleasant to be there. Then some... on the sand you can drift, you can do all of that, whatever you like to do. Then we went on the asphalt road, and we put the suspension a little bit harder, as you saw, and the feeling, it's incredible. It changes quite a bit. Max power, DCT, max speed. The bike wanted to stay close to the limit, close to the 8000 RPM. The bike didn't want to stay any lower than that. The torque was great, it was fast, handle was great. My brother has a Ducati Multistrada and he can ride the bikes very, very well. And he rode an old model, an old Africa Twin. He was not very impressed, and that's why he got a Ducati. And then he tried this Africa Twin, and he was very impressed. He was very impressed by all the tech, but especially from the engine, how elastic the engine is. Now the engine is at 2000 RPM, and it doesn't have any issue here. No vibration, very smooth. But it can live at 6000 plus RPM and actually bring a lot of joy to you. And it handles surprisingly well. And of course the 19 inches wheel, the front wheel, makes a big difference when you have turns, sharp turns like this, left and right. Just beautiful. Now we're gonna play a little bit with the manual DCT. I'm gonna go on the manual setting. As you can see, when you go on manual, you don't have anything close to the number, because now it's completely on you. The bike will not change gear for you. Let me tell you, if you are on drive, you can change gear if you need to, but the bike then will override it on top of you when it feels it. If you put it in manual, oh my goodness, now it's completely on you. See? How do we change gear here? We change gear from the left side of the handlebar, where you have two buttons, one behind here and one in front of you. In front of you, downshift. In the back, upshift. And it's just great. It feels great. I can downshift as I feel, and becomes almost like a manual. Yes, you cannot play with how you want to release the lever, the clutch, how fast, and you cannot play with that, right? But you can play on when you want to change a gear, of course. Like if I'm approaching a turn, then I'm gonna change the gear, going to the RPM I desire, and it works so well. It's so pleasant to me. And the G setting, it's great because when you have the G setting and you go full throttle, you can do a wheelie. I mean, on a DCT, it's just insane. Just insane. So those are the feeling on my Africa Twin. The emotions that I have. How can I summarize all of this? Well, in my opinion, at least, if you are someone that you are not someone extremely into just off-road, heavy off-road, no, I don't, and you are someone more like me that likes to hop on a bike and go somewhere. It doesn't matter where. Wake up at 5 in the morning when my kids are sleeping. Get my 4 hours ride somewhere. Get back home around 9. If you're someone like me that enjoy the kind of feeling, well, the Africa Twin gives you everything, and I say everything you might desire. Everything. It gives you everything because you are now on a bike that can transform significantly. You can have R suspension. You can have soft suspension. You can change how the gears feel and just personalize it based on how you feel and what I want to do. No. And so very, very good feeling. And then we talk about a bike that maybe I was not lucky, but my goodness, guys, my KTM had issues since the first day I got the bike. It has a camshaft leak. The KTM told me no, it's absolutely normal, and then I found out it was leaking everywhere. Issue with the front tire, with even the how do you call it, the horn didn't work, and it was I bought it new. No, and so it's a bike that it goes fast, it's powerful, nothing to say. But I don't know if I would go on the other side of the United States with the bike. And again, I know many people that do that, and they are very happy with it. Even the way it feels when you ride on road like this, it's just a very rough bike. Is the KTM a great bike? Yes, I think it is. When you want to go off-road, hey, there is not much that can beat a KTM, like heavy off-road. But guys, when you want to go on an adventure, think about having the luggages with luggages and go. Now, if I keep going up here, I will end up somehow in Utah, going through Moab, and then keep going, and then you can go then down to the canyon, and you just don't care what is in front of you, because the Africa Twin will handle that. Furthermore, this bike comes with cruise control, and which is great, but the KTM did the same, but you have to pay separately, by the way. And it comes with cornering lights, which are amazing. It's a 3-level cornering light where, based on the angle, it turns up to 3 additional lights on the turn. In my opinion, this Africa Twin is difficult to beat when it comes to aesthetics. Now, I got this bike. By the way, this is my battery connector. Um, I got this bike. Uh, oh, GS, another beautiful bike. I got this bike with the bars, the protector bars, uh, right here, and the engine protection and the skid plate. And I just love the way it looks. It's screaming adventure. I mentioned to you the shield, you can raise it up and down. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the fact that you need to use both of your hands to lift it or lower it. This is something that is not super convenient, especially when you are riding, that you don't want to do that with two hands. No. Uh, Enough, this is how it looks on the rear. Uh, just a beautiful bike. Uh, I hope you guys found that useful. Um, Here is the DCT. I hope you found it useful. I wanted to share finally some thoughts. Would I go back to the KTM? Well, I would not. But it does not necessarily mean that I would not buy that because it's not a good bike. I would not buy it only because it doesn't fit my need. This Africa Twin fits all my needs.
So this is the conclusion of this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Thank you.